What's the next part of that process?
So depending on how established the brand is, usually I'll take a look at their social media, a whole bunch of things in Factor. I have a big, long list of things. I don't have a fancy word for that though, but
yeah. Well, what are like some of the things on that list?
So it would definitely be, so if it's a brand with say programming wise, are there other coaches there? If it's just a brand with like clothing or whatever that the brand is selling, like make sure to look at all the different key factors and say, okay, so if they are kind of behind on social media content, okay, let's look at your website. Let's revamp this. So first would be like, hey, yes, we want to schedule something and get this going, but first let's get you revamped up and looking fresh and nice. So if there are coaches, okay, let's get your headshots. Let's do headshots. Let's do some fun content. If that's like some fun videos, there you go. Then you go to website, and usually that can kind of go hand in hand. But footage that it's like, okay, hey, it's visibly noticeable that we're kind of taking over with good content and not just having, oh, there's some cool posts on Instagram, but my website's still stuck.
Right.
That's definitely one thing that I always like to do in the beginning. And it's like, okay, hey, we've got this. We got website, we got headshots. And say if it's not headshots, if there's not coaches, if the brand is, I don't know, supplements or shirts or whatever it may be, you go take new pictures of those, and it doesn't have to be a whole bunch of stuff. But I like to do that at least, and I don't think there's maybe a right or way wrong to do it, but that's what I like to do.
How do you have that conversation so let's say, company X has these photos that were taken on a point and shoot camera 20 years ago?
I would definitely start off the conversation with, hey, I'm reaching out to you for a reason. If I was reaching out, and if they reached out to me, you bring that back up and say, well, you're reaching out for a reason. Let's get you revamped and make it look better. But if it's a little different if you're reaching out to them and kind of like the aspect that you're explaining, well, how do you explain that to them? So if I'm reaching out to them and I see that their portfolio and their website's just not good, just kind of say, oh, hey guys, I think that we should take this route because this is what's performing well. This is, I guess, what's trending, and this is going to make you look more professional. Yeah. So there's nothing wrong with your footage and your posts, and sometimes you kind of have to lie a little bit, but it's not going to perform well. So if we want to take this over and start doing really good content and different creation, then we have to do it this way. And I've never once ever heard anyone say, no, we're not doing that, because I think they're all for it. And I think a good thing is like whenever, at least for me, I want to work really hard for someone that really cares. And I think that's probably you as well.
Oh, for sure.
And so I think that brands want that as well. So like if you have all these different ideas and you're bringing them to the table, this, I think it's kind of hard for them to say, well, I like that picture from 20 years ago. I think they are more than willing to be like, okay, yeah, let's take this up. And that's a good suggestion. Let's do that.